Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on LivehiphopDaily.tv. Hey, I got my second guest in the building, my man Jonah Cruzz. Jonah, how you doing, boss?
What's cracking, man? I appreciate you for having me.
Ain't nothing, man. You know, I'm glad I got into you. You know, I tell people often when we talk about music, it's kind of hard to find new artists because of how, you know, we do music nowadays. You know, most of it's streaming. And when I'm on a streaming platform, I'm looking for something I came to look for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might have went for Jay-Z. I didn't go look for a new artist. But luckily for me, my friend Cap, his wife hit me up one day and was like, yo, I just heard this dude I think you need to hear. And I was like, that's what's up. Who is he? She goes, Jonah Cruzz. He's down in, matter of fact, he's down in Atlanta. You might want to check him out. So I gave you out the album that she sent me over a listen, a Beautiful Thang joint. And I was like, shit, it's nice. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting that. I hit you on the follow on Instagram. And I had a spot open tonight. And I was like, yo, let me see if I can get Jonah to come through, man. It's dope to get into him and see how he got into music. I know he into the bud. Let's get into all this shit, man. So
let's get it.
So as we kick it off, who is Jonah Cruzz? Like as an artist, as a person, overall, like who is Jonah?
Overall, bro, I consider myself an ordinary nigga. And the only reason I say that because, you feel me, I'm just me. Like, I laugh, I'm goofy, you feel me? I may look a certain way when you first see me, but when you really know me, like, I'm a chill dude. I'm a real positive dude. You feel me? I'm really all about my people. So I just say I'm an ordinary nigga. You know, I'm not trying to do too much. I don't need a whole lot of shit to make me flamboyant or, you know, make me look as I'm bigger than something else. I feel like I already got all that.
Yeah, that's what's up. So that's what's up. So how did Jonah find himself in music?
Music, I think music was always capturing me since I was young. Like, my dad was a preacher. And so we stayed in the church. We stayed in church, period. You feel me? Yeah. So when I was young, I always be drawn to the drum set. And I would like, my mama would say I would just stare at the drummer. And eventually, like, when I was around 10, I wrote my first rap. That shit was whack. But I kept going with it. I kept going, and eventually, like, by 14, I was strong. Like, I was rapping for older niggas, and they'd be like, damn, like, he that young and he rapping like that. Like, I could compete. So I feel like that's really how I got into music. Really church, bro. I really feel like church brought me to music.
Word, man. Church. Yeah. God brought him to the rap.
Yeah. Nah, for real.
That's what's up. So describe your style for those who haven't heard you, like as far as musically.
Musically, my music is definitely unapologetically black. It's very black. It's southern. You gonna definitely get a West Coast feel to it. Yeah. Just because of my upbringing and the music I grew up on listening to, being played around me. A lot of West Coast shit was played. So definitely, like, yeah, I would describe it as that. You feel me? And it's definitely got a lot of positivity in it.
I like how you described that, because one of the album that caught my attention was "It's a Beautiful Thing." You know what I'm saying? So y'all can go stream that on Tidal, Spotify, all that. It's a dope album. And one of the records that jumped out to me was Black Man. So it's crazy you said that, you know, the unapologetically black joint, you know what I'm saying? But Black Man was a really, really strong record, man. Talk to us about recording that. Like, what was your vibe going into the studio when you put that down, and you know what I'm saying, just like, what was the overall like process of it?
I wrote it first. I was in New York on a press run, and I had the vision of writing Black Man in my mind already. And so we was in New York, we in the hotel, and I'm writing, and I just, like I said, I already had the vision for it in my head. Like, bro, I need to make a Black Man song. Something in my head was just saying Black Man, Black Man. Then eventually, like, I had a lot of my rap start off like that, and then when I find the right beat, or I find the right vibe, I go with it. So that was it right there. We in the hotel. I say, hey, Mom, listen to this. That's my CEO. I say, listen to this shit right here, bro. And I rap it for him out loud.
Yeah.
I rapped it for him out loud. He was like, boy, the nigga, he just instantly got on the internet. Boy, what I need to be doing, I need to figure out how we gonna blow this shit up. You feel me? Like, it was that type of vibe. Yeah. It was like, damn, it made him want to get up and be like, damn, boy, I gotta do something. So when I recorded it, we would play it for different people, and the reaction we would get was crazy. So we knew we had something when we recorded that Black Man.
Yeah, you know, and it's definitely a soulful record, just like the rest of the project. Like it comes off extremely soulful, and it comes off and it gives you that West Coast vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, speak to us about, you know, the West Coast influence that's clearly on you, that's in you, that you also put into that music, that you put into the music.
I think the West Coast influence came from gang culture, honestly. I feel like it came from that because I was young, 16, and a lot of the Crips I was hanging around was from Long Beach. And so I was always in the West Coast 90s music anyway, but I feel like that drew me even more to it in a way, you feel me? Because of where they was from, and it would just be like we would listen to this all day, and then my uncle would play Snoop all the time. And so I love Snoop, bro. You feel me? I love the way he just kick it. You feel me? He's so fly. So I feel like that's where that influence came from in a way, just being around that atmosphere. Even though it was a negative type of atmosphere at the time, it was definitely negative. It brought that side to me that made me want to put that in there because it was funk, it was soulful. You feel me? They was mixing G-funk in their music back then, and so I could dig that. I just vibe with it. I don't know why. I just vibed with it.
Yeah, but I picked that up early because I remember that was one of the questions I put down. I was like, damn, I don't know, is he from Atlanta or is he from LA?
Yeah, a lot of people,
I get that whole.
Yeah,
you know
a lot of
saying?
people ask me that. A lot of, like, even before rap, like, just my vibe of how I kick it, like, females automatically like, you from LA, you from LA, you from LA. And then like I said, my homies from Long Beach, I got homies from LA, so it's like I know so much about being out there, and then me being out there, going out there, you know, with the music and stuff like that, I started getting more into the culture. So a lot of people, they think that anybody, you got a lighter on you, bro? I ain't got no type of lighter.
No, I got you, bro.
Came on the show.
I got you. So talk about It's a Beautiful Thing. You know what I mean? Like from the artwork to just the all the tracks put together all across the board. I thought, you know, the soulful vibe just jumped out to me immediately. I was like, dog, this is like so like, it's just dope. I'm glad I found this. Mm-hmm. You know, talk to us about It's a Beautiful Thing. Like what was it like putting that together, and like what was the pressure like putting it together?
That's a beautiful thing. The name really came. Appreciate you. Mm-hmm. The name really came from me. I went through a lot. 2017, mm-hmm. like a lot of shit, and I wanted to in a way, like, cause all the music I put together in that time was during that time. Like all the music I put on that tape was during that time I was going through everything, and I felt like it spoke that, and so. I had came out of it, you feel me? I finally had came out of that dark place that I was in my mind, and I just wanted to remind people you always can come out of your struggles. And so when I came up with the name, me and my manager Mark, we talk a lot about everything, just being creative, and you know which way we want to lead with it, and he helps me with a lot of my shit. And we was like, posted a picture of me and my brothers back when we was in the hotels, and anybody who done heard like thoroughly through my music, like from the start, they'll know like I come from living in hotels with 5 kids in one room, you know what I'm saying, mom and dad. And so like I felt like it was just due to them to make them feel like, okay, he done grown from ordinary nigga, you feel me? And so that's why I named it It's a Beautiful Thing. And then Mark seen the picture on Instagram when I put it up, he was like, bro, that's the album cover right there. So I hurried up and took it down. I took that shit down like ASAP. He called me as soon as I put it up. He was like, bro, that's the cover right there. I took that shit down. We did the cover, put that as the cover, and then like I said, all the music was already there. We knew what we wanted to put out. We knew exactly what songs we wanted to put on there, and we did that. So that's how It's a Beautiful Thing came out. Then I did a listening party for it. And hella people came out. Like, it was like on the fly, like a week before. I was like, bro, I'm gonna throw a listening party. Y'all come out, and hella people showed up. Like, showed me love. Like, I was scared, like, damn, this nigga's gonna show up, all type of shit. But people showed up and showed, like, real love. Like, sat with me in a hot-ass room and listened to, like, the whole tape.
What's your favorite album? What's your favorite record on the album?
My favorite record on the album, what can I think is my favorite? Good Vibes Only gonna be my favorite.
Okay.
Good Vibes Only.
Why Good Vibes?
the music I like to listen to. I like them songs where a nigga really telling his story and shit like that. So for me, that's what that is for me. Me telling my story, telling people what I'm going through. Like as far as my brother, him being locked up at that time, him experiencing death at a very young age, watching his partner get killed right in front of him outside. You feel me? The way it was done. You know, my mom going through it, her calling me back and forth because he out in the streets doing his thing and I'm going through a whole bunch of shit while they doing. So it was just like I had to make a song that just made me just chill out and relax and get away from all that. Yeah. And like I say, my music not just for me, it's for other people. So I want people in that mindset of good vibes only. Like you could be going through a lot, but we smoke and drink to make it go away. You feel me? Like that's what we do.
My boy. Yo, so one of the artists I know influenced you and you definitely was inspired by was Nipsey. You know, recently we just lost him as a community. You know what I mean? Speak to us about Nipsey's impact and influence on your career.
I feel like Nipsey, for me, I wouldn't say like Nipsey was like I ain't gonna even say he wasn't like an influence on me. He was definitely an influence on me. You feel me? Like because mostly when people say who was your influence, the first thing I'm gonna say is Andre. Yeah. Shit like that. But you bringing up Nipsey, he definitely was an influence on me because I had been listening to Nipsey since I was 16. Around the time I started getting into the gang, I had already been around it, but that's when I was really put on type shit. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And when I got put on, it was like my life changed. A lot of negative things started coming towards me. That negative shit was already going on. You good. But a lot more negativity just came with gang. You feel me? And so, with all that going on, I did get on to Nipsey around like that time. And just listening to his mindset, listening to everything he was talking about, like he made me feel like life is more than cripping. Like life is more than being a gangbanger. Like you can do, like usually like you don't even see me and stuff like that. You feel me? Like I was really, you feel me? I just was in the uniform for my boy Nip today. You feel me? Like usually I'd be low key. You feel me? But we was repping today. You feel me? So it was a different vibe. But just the words he spoke, it made me feel bigger. And then I had other OGs that was around to see greatness already inside of me to be like, hey, bro, you feel me? I see what you're doing. You feel me? You need to, you need to switch over to this side. You need to, you got a brain on, you got a mind on, you need to do this. And so just listening to him and watching him grow to the day, like especially this past year, like how much he grew. You feel me? Like, like I would tell you earlier before we started, like I would listen to Nipsey interviews, all that shit. Like as soon as the interview drop, I'm there to watch it. You feel me? Like as soon as the album drop, as soon as the tape drop, as soon as the song drop, I'm there to listen because I know he finna give me some game. Yeah. Ross do that for me. Jay-Z do that for me. Kendrick do that for me. You feel me? So we definitely lost a leader, somebody who was great, somebody who really cared about the community and what we need to do and how we need to progress as far as the black community. Yeah. That's what I really loved about him too.
So what are you working on next? You know, we through quarter one, you know what I'm saying? So we got some more of the year coming up. Yeah. And you dropped It's a Beautiful Thing last year. So what are we working on next?
Right now I got a project I'm working on. It's being done by my boy Jay Kitts. He did Chakras on the album. He did Can You Dig It? He did Rich Man Dreams.
I like Can You Dig It too. That's a dope.
Appreciate you. Yeah, that's the one we pushing right now. We pushing that Can You Dig It? And so yeah, that's all I've been working on now. I mean, I do my other music and stuff like that. Like when I be going to other studios, but I mainly just been in the studio with him, knocking this project out because we just done caught a vibe. We understand what we trying to do. He understand what I'm trying to do is music and where I'm trying to go. And we just connecting. Like we talked last night talking about something crazy. We got some crazy shit on the way, boy, like for real, no joke. But yeah, ain't no name for it yet. I mean, there's a name, but I can't tell you all that yet.
No, I feel you. So, you know, it's kind of early for this, but you know, I think artists should always think about what their legacy should be. When it's all said and done, you are done with music. What do you feel like fans should take away from your work?
from my work is gonna be bigger than music. My work is gonna be more than music. I'm on a mission. I feel like I'm on God's mission right now. Period, point blank, with my music and everything I'm supposed to do in life. So I want people to take away from my legacy. I don't know how to really put that. That's crazy you asked me that. I ain't never been asked nothing like that. I just want them to remember me as a leader and somebody who really loved their people.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, that's my whole mission with my music. That's my whole mission with everything. You know what I'm saying? When I say bigger than music, y'all gonna see when I say bigger than music. You feel me? I don't want to talk about it too much, but as far as just the community and all of that, that's what I want people to take away. I was a leader and I was about building.
Yeah. Well, I think you're onto a good path there. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's a dope album. I know the project you about to drop, you can't tell us all about, is gonna be dope as well. For anybody who want to catch up with you or learn more about you, how can they find out?
Catch up with me on Instagram. I'm on there really, really, really heavy. Instagram, JONAHCRUZZ. You feel me? On Twitter, JONAH_CRUZZ. I'm on them too, real, real, real heavy. Y'all make sure y'all go get my last project. It's a beautiful thing on all platforms. That motherfucker's dope. Y'all gotta listen to it, man. We talking about some real things on there.
For real. Appreciate you coming through tonight, bro.
I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you.
That was dope. It's Cash Color Canvas, a high level of conversation. We out.